Hello everybody, my name is Marc Elliot. I am so excited to start this video podcast series. It's something I've wanted to do for some time, to share my story about how I lived with something that most people believe is incurable around the world, and then I ended up beating it completely, mind over body. And also with the recent events that have been happening in my life, I just thought there was no better time to start than now. If you don't know anything about me, I grew up with a severe case of Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome is deemed by the medical community a neurological, genetic, involuntary disorder that has no cure. So people that have it, it manifests in both motor tics and vocal tics. And I want to show a little video of what my life was like when I was ticking. My friends and I, we estimated that I ticked about 25 million times over the 20 years. And also, some people with Tourette's, they also say bad words. You maybe have seen it in the media. It's a small percentage, but I was a part of that group. So not only did I tick bad words, but also racial slurs. I want to show you a video of that as well.
Penis, fuck. I have Tourette's, by the way, just want to throw that out there, okay? Nigger.
As you can see, for me, living with Tourette syndrome was crazy. But luckily, I had a wonderful family and a support system. And as the cliche goes, I was able to turn lemons into lemonade. And I ended up becoming an inspirational speaker on tolerance and compassion all across the nation and even internationally. And really, I was taking my experience of being so different from other people, and also the fact that I was on the other end of hate and prejudice, when I was in public, and I took, lessons from all of that to convey just this very basic message of, look, we don't know that much about each other's lives. While he was speaking, I went to middle schools, colleges, high schools, organizations, corporations. I want to show you a few pics here. Between 2010 and 2014, I had about 450 engagements. Also in 2011, I was named College Speaker of the Year and Diversity Speaker of the Year by Campus Activities Magazine. And in 2011, I did something that I thought I never would do, and that is I authored a book, What Makes You Tick? My Journey from Tourette's to Tolerance. Now, while I was speaking, I ended up being introduced to some courses on emotional intelligence from another speaker called Executive Success Programs. Let me show it here. It goes by ESP for short. Now, you probably haven't heard of ESP, but I can almost guarantee you, or I imagine that most of you have heard of its parent company known as NXIVM. Now, NXIVM has dominated the news cycle over the last 3 years. Unless you were living in a cave, it was pretty hard to miss. I mean, it's made headlines around the world. Even a few months ago, Saturday Night Live did a skit about NXIVM. Now, when I started taking the courses 10 years ago, of course, they had nothing to do with sex and or Tourette's even for that matter. But the reason I went is because, with the Tourette's, I had a lot of self-judgment and a lot of self-hate, and I wanted to change that. So I started going to the courses, and as I was working on that stuff, as a total byproduct, my tics started to go down. And after continuing to take the courses after a year and a half, and putting in my own effort, I was able to get my Tourette's down 90%. And eventually, I continued to take more classes, and I was then able to beat my Tourette's completely, again, using mind over body, to the point where now, if you met me, you would never know that I lived a day with Tourette's in my life. Now, after this unprecedented transformation that I experienced, I then had the opportunity to then work with the founders of NXIVM and ESP. You maybe have heard of their name before. I want to bring up their photos here. Keith Raniere and Nancy Salzman. Now, as you know, there's tons of controversy around them. But with respect to the Tourette's, really there was just one question, and it was, can we replicate what happened to me with other people with Tourette syndrome? And we found out the answer is yes. So over the next 4 years, we went on a wonderful journey of trying to help other people beat Tourette's. We ended up working with 10 other people that had great results as well. Some of them, when they came and they worked with us, in a matter of 4 to 5 hours, their Tourette's was down 90%. And again, this is just through conversations. And over the 4 years, we also had the privilege to be able to work with a filmmaker. His name is Alessandro Molitare, and he documented the journey of all of these people trying to beat their Tourette syndrome. And in 2018, that film, it was made into a documentary, and it debuted at the Cinequest Film Festival in 2018. After that, it traveled to film festivals around the world. It even won some awards at the Milan Film Festival and the Harlem Film Festival. And as of a few weeks ago, we relaunched the film, My Tourettes, and we actually put it on YouTube for anyone in the world to watch it and experience it for free. And you can check the link below to watch the movie yourself. So this then brings me to present day and why I also wanted to make these videos. So about a year ago, there was a docuseries on Starz that came out called Seduced. Now, Seduced, one of the executive producers of it, her name is India Oxenberg. She's also the main protagonist in the film, and it's really about her experience in NXIVM and also the secret society now known as DOS. Now, even though it's about that, I happen to be, I guess you could say, highlighted in this docuseries and not in a positive way. Now, it's important for you to know, I have no criminal charges against me regarding the NXIVM trial. I don't have any criminal charges against me anywhere in my life. I don't even have criminal allegations or just an allegation in general in life against me. And also, I was not in the secret society DOS. Yet despite all of that, for some reason, I was attacked, particularly in the second episode. I was attacked my character and my reputation for reasons I do not know why. When I saw it, it deeply pained me. And also I was just so surprised because the reality of what they were trying to portray me as is so starkly different from the reality of how I've lived my life over the last 20 years and trying to help people. So after I saw it, I really felt I wanted to right this wrong. And so I put in a lot of work. I was able to get help from a bunch of friends and family. And as of about a week ago, I finally was able to file a defamation lawsuit for $12 million against Lionsgate and Starz for how they portrayed me in the docuseries Seduced. Now, I don't think this is unique in terms of this happening to me. I mean, there's character assassination happening to so many people, and it's wrong. And I think that it's important that we try to expose these things as this isn't a good thing that is happening in our society. And also, it's just unacceptable in this case as, this is a series that's supposed to be a documentary. So I wanted to create these videos as an opportunity to share my story and also to show the world the evidence of exactly what they did to portray me in this film. I'm going to go create other videos where I'm going to go scene by scene, line by line, show you the raw footage so that you can see how they manipulated things in order to portray me in a negative light. So thank you for joining me on this video, and I look forward to seeing you on the others.